Ahmed, the former BBC journalist and senior fellow at Middle East Media Research Institute, has made startling revelation about Pakistan-based terror outfit Jaish-e-Mohammad in his recent article. Newsweek South Asia takes a look.
In his article published in First Post, Ahmed says, India will mark the 10th anniversary of the Mumbai terror attacks on 26 November. A decade ago, 10 jihadi fighters from Lashkar-e-Taiba (LET), arriving by sea from Pakistan's port city of Karachi, landed on the coast of Mumbai and carried out coordinated terror attacks at multiple locations, killing 166 people and wounding over 300. Tawfil says, it appears that now Jaish-e-Mohammad may be planning a seaborne attack of its own against India. Jaish-e-Mohammad is led by Masood Azhar, one of the 3 terrorists freed by India in exchange for the passengers of the Indian Airlines flight IC-814, hijacked en route Kandahar in 1999. For both the LET and the Jaish-e-Mohammad, India is the main target.
So it is expected this time they are also planning, as published in some of the media, they are planning some seaborne attacks on India. Now Jaish-e-Mohammad, which was found by Masood Azhar, is more powerful. They are thinking India as one of the first priority enemy, so they will definitely plan attack.
Tawfil writes, citing pieces in Jaish-e-Mohammad weekly newspaper Haftroza Al-Kalam that reports and analyses the importance of jihad on oceans. The first indication that Jaish-e-Mohammad may be thinking of a seaborne mission emerged this year when Haftroza Al-Kalam published in its issue dated 6 to 12 April, a short report stressing the ideological importance of jihad on oceans. The report quoted Prophet Muhammad as saying, "Some people from my Ummah, which is the global Islamic community, rode on the oceans as kings sits on a throne." Subsequently, the Jaish-e-Mohammad chief wrote a column on this subject.
As perceived by the security agencies, we should be very, very careful, and we should plan to tackle this threat not only through diplomatic channels but also through military channels. Militarily, we should deploy some forces, early warning sensors, etc., boats in the sea coastline, which is a very, very coastline for us. We have to protect these things because terrorists can sneak in from anywhere in such a long coastline.
Tawfil highlights the column in the Haftroza Al-Kalam in the June 29th to July 5th edition, where Masood Azhar said, Allah has offered a special blessing for the oceanic jihad. Jihad on water, jihad on sea, jihad riding on the chest of water. This jihad is 10 times more important than the jihad on land, as per the translation of his columns available from the Jihad and Terrorism Threat Monitor of the Middle East Media Research Institute in Washington, D.C.
Basic survival of ISI and the Pakistan military is dependent on anti-India stand. So they will not budge from their stand irrespective of the government, whichever they may come. This time Imran Khan's government has come into power, and it is well known that they have supported this government. Even after not getting absolute majority, they have been installed as a government. So Imran Khan is in no position to control or change the agenda of ISI.
Azhar also stressed that Umar bin Khattab, the second caliph of Islam who ruled from 634 to 644 CE, had issued a binding order to all his governors to ensure that every Muslim will teach their children swimming, archery and horseback riding. A month before this column, a statement of Azhar was shared on Telegram in which he said, "Today, the Mujahideen are in Kashmir, Lucknow, Delhi and Mumbai too." Pakistan's role in promoting Jaish-e-Mohammad cannot be ruled out. Azhar's Urdu newspaper is published and sold openly in the streets of Pakistan. Also, he continues to operate from Usman O Ali Markaz, a mosque-cum training center, functioning as the Jaish-e-Mohammad's headquarters in the city of Bhawalpur. Every year, Jaish-e-Mohammad organizes conferences on the interpretation of what it called jihad verses of the Quran. These conferences are organized by Al Rahmat Trust, a charity arm of Jaish-e-Mohammad.
When it comes to action, they hardly take any action. In the case of Masood Azhar and others, they hardly produce any evidence in the courts. The government himself does not produce any evidence, and they are given safe havens. They are now building up a big headquarter also near Rawalpur, where the Imran Khan's government is there.
Azhar wrote another column in the Haftroza Al-Kalam issue dated 6 July to 12 July announcing that many individuals have learned swimming. He said, "For the pleasure of Allah, we have started this campaign, and as per our resources, we have made some arrangements too. All praise be to Allah. Several individuals have learned how to swim." In this column, the jihad commander also predicted that 1 lakh individuals would have learned swimming before the onset of the winter in December 2018.
We definitely need to avoid these attacks. And how we can avoid all the such attacks in future? We have to fight the proxy war on 3 fronts. Firstly, politically. We have to expose them wherever possible. Even at all the UN conventions and other forums, we have to produce dossiers of the activities of Pakistan and the militants, how they are funded and how they were sent across. Secondly, on the military front, we have to put early warning sensor, be more vigilant on the border and pin them down whenever they enter, not only in the land front but also on the sea coastline, because we got a very, very long coastline which can be infiltrated from anyone.
As the 10th anniversary of the 26/11 approaches, this theme of jihad on oceans have appeared frequently in this Urdu language weekly. In an article in the Haftroza Al-Kalam, July 13 to July 19th edition, jihadi cleric Muhammad Mansoor Ahmad wrote that swimming is useful in natural disasters and added, "Swimming also benefits jihadi training, because in any war, a need arises to cross a pond, canal, river or sea. This is a natural fact. In today's wars, blockading of seas has a fundamental importance from a defense point of view."
We have to fight them on the social front also. The propaganda war, which they carry out in the name of jihad, in the name of religion, on the social media, WhatsApp and other things. They fuel these sentiments of the youth and motivate them saying the army is doing atrocity. We have to bring out the truth. We have to control these things, do counter propaganda and put the reality in all these media and international press, and we should expose Pakistan as far as possible. Then only we can avoid, we should name them, shame them, then only such attacks will stop. Otherwise Pakistan will keep playing the victim card and also keep sending terrorists also, keep sheltering terrorists also, keep funding terrorists also.
Pakistani Taliban commander Adnan Rashid, a former employee of Pakistani Air Force, revealed in 2013 interview that Jaish-e-Mohammad is a subunit of the ISI, stating that a unit called Idrat-ul-Pakistan was formed inside the Pakistan military to train the jihadis in the army, navy and air force. Rashid, who trained under the Jaish-e-Mohammad while serving in the Pakistan Air Force, said that he was told by his boss, "There is no difference between us and the Jaish-e-Mohammad. We are soldiers in uniform and they are soldiers without uniform," writes Tawfail.